What's up, everybody? Today we're going to be continuing our previous video discussing angle grinders. Now, here we have the Metabo. We have the top of the line Metabo, top of the line Makita, top of the line Bosch, top of the line Milwaukee, and the top of the line DeWALT. Now, I didn't bother using or putting the Metabo HPT in there, the top of the line 36 volt Metabo HPT, because frankly, it can't hang with any of these. And I didn't bother using any of the other Milwaukees because, again, they can't hang with any of these. So today we're going to continue our test. Basically, I'm just interested in looking at the brakes, the ergonomics, and again, we're going to talk about warranty. We're going to talk about price. And then I'll make my recommendations of what I still like. Now, if you recall from the previous video, it was this Bosch. The Bosch is the one I like the most. As you can see, the stark difference between this and the Milwaukee is way bigger. And the ergonomics were just better on the Bosch. So we'll see what the DeWalt is like, but I can already kind of tell that straight handle might be a thing. But the Makita is also slightly slanted, just like the Bosch. So I might have good things to say about that. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the video. Now, the first thing we're going to do is talk about these 8 amp hour batteries. Now, notice the Makita is not here because we're going to be using a 4 amp hour battery on that. I don't have an 8 amp hour Makita, but we have, and the DeWalt is actually a 9 volt battery. So let's go ahead and look at this from above so we can see the size difference here. Now, as you can tell, this is the DeWalt. This is the Milwaukee. I have them in order from largest to smallest. First is the DeWalt. Second is the Milwaukee. Third is the Metabo HPT. Fourth is the Metabo. And coming in at the smallest is this Bosch battery. It is super duper small. In fact, it's not that much bigger than the Makita 4 amp hour battery. So that's saying a lot. Same goes for the Milwaukee 5 amp hour and 4 amp hour batteries. If you put a Milwaukee 4 amp hour battery next to this, they're the same size. So that's saying a lot about Bosch. Now, a lot of you may be saying, what are you talking about Metabo HPT? They don't make an 8 amp hour battery, but they do. It's just a 36 volt battery, and all of these are basically 18 volt platforms. So except for the Metabo HPT, this is a 36 volt, but this on an 18 volt tool is an 8 amp hour battery. So that's why I have it in a bunch. Now we're going to also come over here and look at the height. You can see that the DeWalt, it's clearly too tall. Then you have the Milwaukee, then you have and this wasn't even on purpose. I didn't look at this is my first time looking at the height. Then you have the Metabo HPT, then the Metabo, and then the Bosch. Yeah, they're in order, still same. From biggest over to the right to the smallest, going over to the left in height and in length. So now before we get into this, let's just talk about the warranties real quick. The DeWalt has a 3-year warranty, Milwaukee has a 5, Bosch has a 3, Makita has a 3, and not Metabo HPT, the Metabo also has a 3. So out of the bunch, the Milwaukee has the best warranty. Let's talk about price. Now, as for the prices, just look in the description because the price is going to be different. If I say it here in the video, it's going to be different by the time I post it probably. And again, prices change. So just go and check the descriptions, click the links and see what they cost. So now we're going to go ahead and just test this stuff out. Before we get to that, I'm going to talk about how to put the disc on, and then we'll move on to testing it out. All right, so I'm going to press this down and then screw it. Oh, that was actually really easy. It was very easy. I think that might be the easiest one. 1,000. That was okay. Let's see. 1,000. Yeah, right under 2 seconds. Yeah, that's pretty good. Now, as far as its feel, it's a little vibrating. Like I feel, especially in this handle. Now, see, if you notice all the other angle grinders, they have rubber handles. And I think that's kind of weird that this one doesn't have a rubber handle, and you can feel the vibration in the handle. Yeah, it's quite a bit of vibration. And I think it feels like it stops slow. Let's watch this again. And it's kind of loud. So I'm a little curious to switch handles here. I know this is blasphemy because I'm going to switch it with a Milwaukee handle. And I'm going to see how the vibration feels. It's still there, but it's a noticeable difference. All right, now let's go ahead and move on to the Milwaukee. Well, let's go ahead and move on to the Makita. Now we're going to try the Makita. Now the Makita is not as heavy, not nearly as heavy as the DeWALT. It's actually quite light. It has the vents here by the battery, just like the Bosch and the Makita do. But it's kind of far up, and then it has another little section here, and then the battery. It has a variable speed dial here, and it's nice and smooth. And then there's a Wi-Fi controller here. I'm not going to install that for now. That's quite interesting. Again, like I said, it's very lightweight. I didn't mention that on the DeWALT, the vents were on the body here, which I think may be the best, really, for venting the motor. But yeah, let's go ahead and even without the battery, this is still like heavier than this Makita. So to put the disc on, it was basically the same thing. The only difference is the Makita, you kind of want to use the wrench because it doesn't have the grips, but for the testing purposes it'll be okay. Let's go ahead and activate it. This is a switch and this is on 5. Again, the DeWALT did not have any speed settings. It's just full blast, and that was it. There was no variable speed on that. So let's go. Okay, that brake was fast. It was faster than the DeWALT, and I'll also say the vibration was basically non-existent. And as you guys heard, this is much quieter. So let's try again and actually count it. And it has a battery indicator here too, which I didn't notice before. And this is on 5. 1/1000. Golly, that was so quick. Let's try again. 1/1000. God, this is like 1 second. This is good. I like this better than the DeWALT. I like it. And the switch is not hard to activate either. You push it up and then just kind of give it a little push down. Yeah. Okay, Makita. So let's go ahead and go back and compare it to the Bosch and the Milwaukee. But this was a very fast brake. I just want to say I'm not a fan of having to use this to get this off. I didn't need to use a tool to get it off on the DeWALT. But I was able to tighten it down with my hand. It's just taking it off, you need a tool. And again, so you guys know, the Milwaukee as well as the Bosch, they have the same mechanism for putting the wheel on. You flip this up, and then you push this button down, and then you just turn it. Ow. It'd be easier with gloves on. But yeah, they're both toolless. But they also still come with tools, so you can use that if you want to. Now again, before I use this, I want to say it was a couple things I didn't like. I didn't like that the vents were on the handle because my hand's going to cover that up. And the paddle switch is also a little weird to activate. You want to naturally pull it down and push it in, but it's weird. You got to lift it up. And it is not a bad mechanism, but it's you just do this. But, you know, it takes some getting used to. This also has no variable speed. It's just on and off. So let's count the brake on this and measure the vibration. Okay, so obviously that stopped way slower than the Makita. It's louder and it actually is a lot of vibration and it's heavy. So let's try it again and count it. 1/1000, 2/1000, 3. So a little more than the DeWALT. Let's try again. 1/1000, 1002, 1003. And we all know that my counting is so exact, right? But this was a little bit longer than the DeWALT. So far, the Makita is first in place. And obviously, my counting is not scientific, but it is pretty much the same. So let's go ahead and move on over to the Bosch. And really quick, I'll just keep this on to show you guys how to remove it. Always take the battery out first, okay? I'm gonna push this button down, pop this up, and then twist it off. Very, very easy. And finally, we have the Bosch. Again, push this down. There you go, locks in. Unscrew it. Pop this on. And we're using the same disc for every single last one of them to make sure the test is fair. Oh. There we go. All right. Now, let's add the battery. As far as weight goes, this is very similar to the Makita. Let me put the battery back on here. Yeah, they weigh about the same. They both feel just as good. The handle on this is a little bit bulkier, and your wrist wants to bump the butt of this a little bit more. The vents, again, are on top of the battery here. I will say out of all of them, the Makita is the nicest to hold. It is. I like the Makita the most. Yeah, this is a hefty little boy. It's thicker, as we can see here in the body. It's way thicker, way more narrow here. It's a big boy. All right, so let's go ahead and test this as well. Again, there's no variable trigger, but I don't know what we can do with this right here. We may be able to control this from our phone, but you know, I haven't played around with that feature. So let's go ahead and turn it on and count the brake. Now, I will say again, this has the least amount of vibration out of all of them, and it seems to be the quietest. But let's go ahead and count that brake. It seems to be slower than the Makita. 1, 1000, 2, 1000. Yeah, definitely slower than the Makita. A little bit faster than the Milwaukee. About the same speed as the DeWALT. Now, I will say this: the switch being on the side is annoying. I prefer the switch being right there, like the Makita here. This was, there's nothing on there, so I don't want to keep running that. But that feels better. The ergonomics on the Makita is the best, hands down. So we have a new king in town. The Makita, even as far as functionality goes, you have this variable dial here, and then this Bluetooth, this Wi-Fi, this Bluetooth connectivity, same as this. Yeah, I don't remember how much this cost either, but it wasn't cheap. But yeah, I'm actually liking this. Now, a couple things I did not go over with the Makita and the DeWALT was how you change the guard. Now, with the DeWALT, there's a lever here that you push in, and then you can just rotate it, and it'll click in place. Very easy. Super easy with the DeWALT. Now, the Makita, on the other hand, awful. I hate this design. You got to pop this thing off, and then you rotate it, you know, and then you tighten it back down. But it feels janky. I don't like it. It feels insecure. It doesn't look like it's always, see, it's exposing some metal there. I don't like it. I don't like it. It doesn't feel stable. I mean, it is, but then when you turn around a certain direction, the lever wants to hit the body of the thing. They did so well on the rest of the tool. I can't believe they messed that up. So that's that. I don't really like this guard right here. It's actually quite terrible. Plus, it has this extra piece right here that I didn't read the manual, which I should, but I don't understand it. So it tells you right here, well, read the manual. Read the manual. But you push this up, right? Pop it off, and this comes off. And I don't know why. What is this? So again, I'll read the manual and figure it out. but I at first initially thought it was an extension, but it's not. So yeah, that's pretty much it. We're not going to touch the Metabo down there. That Metabo is super old. It's probably the most expensive one out of all of these, mainly because it has a flat head. But I use this as an example just to show the quality of Metabo because it's very old and it has little cool features like you can turn this around. If you want to see more about this, just check out the old video. But even in that old video, the Bosch was king, but there's a new king in town. I love this Makita, the way it feels, the functionality, the features, and pretty much all these are comparably priced, around $250. This is $269 for the kit. If you're in a DeWALT line, there you go. And if you wanted a nice 9-volt flexible battery, I mean, you really kind of can't pass this up for $269. That's a great deal. I mean, it's still going to work well. But it just doesn't feel as good as this or the Bosch. But one more thing, I did not talk about what size wheels these hold. The Makita is good for a 5-inch wheel, 4.5, 5-inch wheel. Same for the old Metabo, 4.5, 5-inch wheel. But the Bosch will hold up to a 6-inch wheel. DeWALT also a 6-inch wheel, and Milwaukee also a 6-inch wheel. So that is something to factor in when you're considering the weight of these things. Again, the Bosch feels better than these two, and it holds the largest wheel. So maybe all around you might say the Bosch is the best. But if you don't need a 6-inch wheel, I think this Makita is kind of hard to pass up. I really, really, really like the Makita. So with that said, hope this video was helpful. If you guys have any questions, ask them in the comments below. I'll do my best to get to them. Comments are kind of getting out of hand on the channel now, so after like a day, it's kind of hard to see what else is there, but I still check them when I can, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. So with that said, hopefully this was helpful again, and I'll see you guys next time. And since I just now worked out, last night I couldn't tell because I was stronger, and today I'm not that strong, but this Bosch is significantly heavier than this Makita. Oh my God, it was so easy. Now, also check this out. This is easy to operate with one hand. Let me zoom out a little bit. All right, so to operate this with one hand, you can just pick it up and do this. Boom, and it's on. And it's off. Boom, and it's on. And it's off. Very easy, no strain. This, forget it. This, oh boy. It's, it's a paddle, so you gotta, okay, pick it up. Now, if you get used to the little swipe like this, all right, but you can't just pick it up and then do your thing. You gotta know what you're doing before and then pick it up, right? But it's going to activate as you're picking it up, which is a little dangerous because you want to have it up in the air before you activate it. And there you go. I just did it like that. But it's not as easy as the Makita, as that switch. And the DeWALT, pick it up and then you gotta, there you go. It's a little easier because you have this grip right here and then you can just, ow. So the DeWALT's easier to activate than the Milwaukee because again, you don't want to activate it before you pick it up. You can forget this. This can't be done with one hand. And this Makita though, boom, 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 boom. I like the Makita. I like it.